What's up, brothers and sisters? Coming at you with another video. I'm out here in the abundance among the trees. And don't forget to get your bare feet on the bare earth. You won't regret it. Take a look at these awesome things. I don't know a whole lot about mushrooms. I'm more fascinated by the herbs, by the greenery. This is where oxygen comes from, people. Oxygen. Like, why would you not want to be surrounded by this constantly? You know, I find that it's very important for me to get out of the city. I know a lot of people really have attachments to the luxuries and the comforts of the city. But for me, I can't really reside there for very long without getting pretty uncomfortable. I have to get outside into the oxygen, get the fresh air. I mean, I'm just looking around and I'm seeing a lot of food. I'm seeing a lot of edibles. I'm seeing a lot of things that are really very useful for the human organism. Like all of this. This is called salal. This is an herb. It's highly medicinal. You can dry it and make teas with it, or you can just eat these leaves. In the spring and summertime, they have really delicious berries. They almost look like blueberries. And there's just so much of it out here. It's unbelievable. And yeah, I just really wanted to make this video and share with you a little bit more about myself, how I came to be in this place, why I changed my lifestyle in this way. When I graduated college, I was a Spanish medical interpreter for 2 months before I decided to quit that job. I just couldn't hang with it. I couldn't be in that environment. I couldn't be in the office buildings. And I just really felt like what I was doing was not actually being of service. It wasn't helpful. These underprivileged people would come in and we would give them, prescription medications, painkillers, these sedative things. They would keep coming back after all these appointments. And I could see very clearly their condition was deteriorating, was not getting better at all. And I just really felt like I was contributing to the decline in health of these people. And I just felt so terrible about that. And it made me physically sick after a while. I was so disappointed and disgusted with myself. I was making use of my Spanish degree and I thought I was doing a good thing for myself by doing that. But after a while, it just reached a point where I couldn't do that anymore. I couldn't contribute to people's suffering. So I quit that job and I decided to look into living in intentional communities, which is where I'm at right now. I'm living in an intentional community called Lost Valley in the Pacific Northwest. You should check it out online if you're interested in that sort of thing. But I just really felt like I needed to seek an alternative lifestyle. I saw the path that all my roommates and my classmates in college were going down, seeking out the almighty dollar in the corporate world, and I keep in contact with them and they don't seem to be too happy with their lives, and I just really feel like I made the right decision by coming out here and being closer to nature, even though it's not what you would call conventional. And am I making tons of money? No, and that's not really my goal. That's not really my objective. I prefer to break dependencies. I prefer to break addictions to things like money and to copious amounts of food and drugs and substances to mitigate my stress. I prefer to live without being controlled by these things than actively seeking them out and making that my entire life purpose. I really want to break those sorts of ties, and that's a big reason for coming out here and living in this sort of a situation where I just feel like for the first time in my life, when I came out here, I felt like I had everything that I needed. My needs were finally being met. I had nurturing relationships. I had just high quality, abundant food from nature. I really make use of all these wild herbs and just the amazing life force energy from the earth and just this amazing high quality air, this oxygen. It just makes it so worth it. It makes my world go round. I'm just gonna keep walking. I mean, I said it before. I mean, we know this. This is where oxygen comes from. This is where the air we breathe comes from. Why would you not want to surround yourself with all of this lush green abundance? This is health. This is your health. Why would you not want to be as close to this as possible? I mean, I can't tell you how to live your life. I can't tell you what to do, obviously. But oxygen doesn't come from carpet and plaster and drywall and paint and stainless steel. It comes from this. So why do we surround ourselves with carpet and plaster and drywall and stainless steel and car fumes? And why would we live in the city where we're inhaling tailpipe and fumes from heavy industry day in and day out? It just makes so much sense for me to be out here where I feel that my needs are being met and that my body, this vessel, this organism is actually being supported instead of bombarded with all of these toxins and heavy metals and pollutants and things. So to me, those are just a few of the advantages of living out here in the wild, or at least closer to the wild. I live in a cabin. I don't actually, just roam the earth barefoot. I just feel that I've found so much healing and so much progress and so much flexibility in my life, being able to live, away from a work type situation like a 9-to-5 job like that, and just being closer to nature where all this medicine exists. Like, there's so much of this blackberry plant out here. And in the spring and the summer, you can just pick blackberries endlessly. You can fill jars with them, you can just eat them. And in the store in the city, you have to pay like $6.99 for a little container of blackberries, like 4 ounces of blackberries or something. It's ridiculous. And out here, it's just endless blackberries for free of charge. You just have to have the motivation to pick them yourself, which is, in my mind, a really valuable experience. You get to interact with a plant and really get to know it. You get well acquainted with these other forms of life. And it really brings you outside of yourself. It really allows you to expand your awareness by interacting with the plant kingdom. So for me, it's just a win-win-win situation. And I hope that I can just really inspire you to, be closer to nature, be closer to your earthly mother, be closer to source, because it's really where the energy exists. In the city, I just feel after a while that my energy is being drained out of me. It's being robbed. It's being siphoned away by all the psychological and all the physical pollution. But out here, I just feel really uplifted and nurtured and supported. And I feel that the same is true for a lot of people. I think we're reaching a tipping point in Earth's history where we're really discovering that we're really changing our mind about what is poverty and what is wealth. Where do these things actually exist? Is wealth having a bunch of access to comfort things like food and alcohol and quick transportation and Starbucks and like sit-down restaurants and things? Or is wealth having just the simplest form of nourishment surrounding you and cradling you? So just some things to think about. I feel really uplifted and inspired by a lot of people that I see looking for different ways of living. I'm sure I'll have more videos coming soon explaining to you more about my intentional community living situation and maybe some pros and cons about that. It's not all just pink ponies, happy skies, and, roses and bunnies hopping everywhere. It's a little more complicated at times than that. So yeah, I would really love to share more of that with you. So stay tuned, and I'll see you guys very soon in some other videos. Many blessings to you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. If you liked the video, click the subscribe button, leave comments, and I'll do my best to get back to them. I love you all, and I'll see you next time.